Hey guys, welcome back to Titan Gamers, and as a Viper main, in light of the recent and much needed buff, I can gladly say that people are starting to respect Viper mains even more than usual. Either that or they hate us for our lack of gun gameplay and total reliance on our post-plant lineups. Usually in these scenarios, whenever there's an agent or map update, especially when it comes to Viper, I'll be camping a few channels on YouTube and Twitch. So shout out to Dixon, C9 Kyo, Unidaro, Jinzold, and Rayon. Alright, so these are the channels that I watch to learn about Viper lineups. But today, thanks to Riot, I actually have access to Valorant's new map called VIPER'S, but I only have 24 hours with it now before it comes out on the official server. So let me be one of the first few to welcome you to Viper's Snakebite post-plant lineups on VIPER'S. Alright guys, so welcome to VIPER'S. This is what VIPER'S looks like from a bird's eye view. So we got the B plant over there, and we've got the A plant over there with the pyramids sticking out. Oh wait, you can't really see the pyramids. Ah, there you go, you got the pyramids down there. Alright, so a lot of people may think that this map is actually big, but it's actually really isn't that big. It's just very open. There's a lot of corners you have to check. After playing a few times with my friend, we can deduce that it's actually attacker sided, and controllers are huge musts in this map. Alright, so before we carry on with this video, I would just like to say, just a reminder kids, Viper post-plant lineups are usually situational and often selfish, but that doesn't mean it's not super cool when you land it. Alright, try to keep that in mind. You don't have to always go for a post-plant lineup. Alright, so speaking of which, I haven't managed to play 5v5 because there's not really much players in the Southeast Asia region that has access to the map and or can even put the time aside to play this map. Because we only have 24 hours with it, right? So this is what I've learned from my time here, right? To my knowledge, right? To my silver knowledge. The best way to actually enter through B side is of course through elbow and enter through window side, alright? So the best place for you to plant is, I think, if you have mid control, of course, is to plant for B window. Alright? But the question is, where do you wait for your post-plant lineup? So the first lineup is of course in B window. This is the simplest of simplest, the most simplest. Alright, so when you put your crosshair, basically all you have to make sure is just go up against this wall. If you hear the spike getting diffused, make sure that your crosshair is up here to this part of the pillar. Alright, peek out, bang, and then it lands there, right smack in the middle. Very simple. It covers your spike. Lineup number 1, simple. Alright, so now lineup number 2 for B side, the side snake lineup. Alright, so from attacker side, you are exposed to elbow and some parts of mid if you don't have mid control, right? So you line up against this part of the wall here on side snake. Now, to take out a Snakebite, so what I usually like to do is that I look for indicators, right? From my HUD, I look for indicators. So for this lineup in particular, I'm gonna look at the arrow, the pyramid of my Snakebite, right? I'm gonna place this arrow at this corner of this wall right here with the algae, as you can see, or moss, algae or moss, I'm not sure, at this part of the wall, right? At this level. Now, once you get here, place your crosshair to the right, along to the wires, alright? So this is a bit tricky because certain angles, your Snakebite can hit the wire and bounce back to you. But in this particular angle, it doesn't really hit. That's my indicator for this lineup, and you just shoot your Snakebite, it goes over the wire, comes up, lands right there smack middle where your spike is supposed to be. So look for that corner, make sure that it hits the wire, aim up. And if you're not sure, just aim down a bit, your crosshair slightly below the wire, and shoot it. So it goes below the wire, alright? So it lands slightly more to the left side, so you have more coverage for your spike. So that's lineup number 2. Post plant for B side number 3. Now this is highly situational, alright? So you go up to this wall right next to this pipe, right? The only problem is that you're exposed to elbow, you're exposed to mid, and let's just say it's 1v4, and they're all on site. So for this indicator, I will look at the white line below the 100. Or below your fuel bar's number gauge, right? You place it on your wall, on this building's ceiling, right? Just place it slightly above and just shoot. You don't have to jump whatsoever, just to shoot. The only thing is that you might actually hit the top of the building here, but other than that, it lands on the spike right here. So if you're worried about your Snakebite actually not reaching the tower, put your indicator the same way it used to be, alright? On the building. Now move forward twice and just pan to the right just a bit. So now your indicator is slightly cut off by the building. And you just shoot it up. I think that's the easiest way for me to remember this lineup. So yeah, it hits the wall. I mean, it hits the pillar right there, right? So that is your third lineup. Yeah, so this is, what lineup should we call this? We call this the water lineup, okay? You are unsure about where your spike really is. You're pinging, but you're not sure whether your snakebite will land. You just press the snakebite once here. You move forward, 1, 2, and then move to the right a bit. Throw it. Both should land on the spike. There you go. You got that whole area covered. So the next lineup is pretty, how would I say? Situational, like all lineups are, okay? So in this lineup, you'll be stuck in mid, alright? Your indicator is your E. Your letter E, or whichever letter is for your wall, your Viper wall, right? You're gonna look at this little bump right here, okay? So make sure that your E is lined up with this little bump in the cloud, then look up until the cloud just disappears. So this is your lineup for B window. Once again, I'm just saying, these are all lineups for B window. Okay, so where your spike is gonna be. Ta-da! It lands right there. So just the recap, just remember, your indicator for this lineup is E, right above the cloud, pan up here. And I don't recommend this lineup, alright, because you're wide open. But it lands right there, just a little FYI. This is another lineup for B side, okay? So let's say you finish plante, you come to elbow, and you're like, oh, where should I go, where should I go? Let's say you already have mid control, and you're stuck in elbow tunnel here, okay? The entrance of tunnel. Alright, go up against these barrels over here, okay? Now, your indicator is your, what do you call this? Your HUD, okay? The decal on your HUD, alright? Use these decals on your HUD, and where you're going to be looking is this corner, this tip of this building. That tip has to cover or come in contact with the edge of your HUD here. Alright, so as long as that thing, right, is covered up, you're good. And all you have to do is just throw your snakebite, don't have to jump whatsoever, and it lands right where the spike is planted for B window. If you're unsure about the lineup, okay, you can choose to put it there, like fill up the contact point, or the edge of this HUD meets the point of that building, right? So you can have more coverage of your snakebite. So you throw one here, you throw another here, and it should give you more area coverage for your snakebite. There you go. Slightly bigger, like a what, 5-10% increase in area coverage. So now for lineup number 6 on B side. Same situation, you're getting pushed out the side, you're in B tunnel, B elbow. You come up to this crate and to this wall, alright? Crosshair, green grass, green plants, bottom of the box. Corner of the box, put it right in the middle. Now this is the only lineup from B side that you have to jump and shoot, alright? So as long as your crosshair is here, jump and shoot. And then it will land right smack in the middle, right in front of the tower right there. Bang, there you go. So quick recap, we have window, we have side snake, we have water, we have mid pillar, we have corner 1 for elbow, we have corner 2 for elbow. Now one more lineup. So let's just say you wanted to take A, but you're forced to rotate to B, or you somehow managed to flank all the way to CT spawn. This is CT spawn, by the way, guys. If you manage to flank and rotate, so now the indicator for this lineup is the pyramid of your snakebite, like I did for the first one, for this second lineup, that's right. So many indicators. So what you're gonna be looking at is this little white dot over here. You see this? That little speck over there? Yeah, that little circular speck on the ceiling over here. You're gonna line up your pyramid to that, but you have to go towards the right. You have to pan right until you come across that white, that lighter shade of the ceiling. Basically, place your pyramid towards the right side of the white speck, alright? So all you have to do is just place it right here and throw it. You don't have to jump, you just have to throw your snakebite and it will land right there on the spike. Ta-da! Alright, and as usual, if you are uncertain or if you're unsure for area coverage, the right side of this is dead smack in the middle. If you put your indicator exactly on the white speck, it will land slightly left side, so you have more area coverage. There you go. Alright, and that is all for B post plant. All right, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to lie to you, but okay, I have actually one more lineup. This is the stupidest lineup. All right. So you're in mid, alone for some reason. Okay, and you have the mid entrance covered up. Let's just say you have your wall there. It's really covered up, and the spike in these circumstances are planted here on the backside for CT. You have to do a little run up first. Okay, so just look at the bottom of the flagpole, slightly to the left. Move forward, jump and shoot. That's what you need to do. It will bounce off the building, the silo, and it will land right there. So yeah, you've got the spike for CT covered. Alright, so now that we're done with B side, obviously let's head over to A side, aka known as the double pyramid. So from spawn, you go here to A lobby. Now you can go through the halls there, up there, which I don't recommend if they have an op. There's two ways to enter through main lobby. There's a cave here, and there's like little stairs here, right? So there's little stairs here, and your orb is right here. So this is called shop. So when you enter site, most of the defenders will probably be this side, right? But keep in mind, there's a little area where they can hide in this corner. So let's just say use your Viper wall to split right smack in the middle, right? You have to be careful for who's in this corner of the map. From my semi not so professional opinion, if you were to split it that way, that would lead you to planting the spike on this side of the pyramid. Now I'm gonna bank on this. We're gonna play lineups for this plant site, the right pyramid. So there are a few post lineup positions, not as much as B side though in my opinion. For A side, there's a huge margin for error. So what you want to do is you're gonna line yourself up here against this wall right here. Now your indicator for this lineup is the line below the 100 again, right? Now this top plank right here, this top plank is your best friend. What you're gonna do is you're gonna place your bar to the right side of the top right corner of the plank, alright? The edge of your white bar to the top right corner of the plank. All you have to do is just shoot the snakebite. It'll land right in front of the pyramid. There. So as you can see, there was a huge margin of error for that lineup, right? Because there was a lot of space on the right side of the spike. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna line up against this wall, alright? But this time, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna place our indicator exactly on the pillar, on the plank, right? And we are going to jump and snakebite. So at the apex of your jump, you're gonna snakebite, alright? So jump and snakebite. That should be right smack in the middle of pyramid. And there you go. There you have it. You have covered the front of pyramid. Another lineup is right here. Actually, there's one more over there, but we'll go to this side, right? So this is by the cave, the entrance of the cave. Now your indicator here are these flowers. You see these flowers right here? Yeah, these orchids. Are these orchids? I'm gonna go with orchids. Yep, okay. So when you go here, right, you see this topmost purple flower. So what you're gonna want to do here is put the purple flower at the top left corner of your snakebite box, like that. And you're gonna jump and snakebite. Alright. And that should land right there. Ta-da! Alright, so let's just say you finish planting the spike. You come out of cave, you run here, you run to this corner, just find to the top rightmost corner of this area. Got your snakebite. Top left corner of your snakebite meets the flower purple. Jump and snakebite. And that should be it. That should be your pyramid. Line up. Shablang. Right smack in the middle. Okay, I asked my friend, where would you plant the spike? Oh, maybe you want to plant it right smack in the middle of the pyramid, you know, for aesthetic purposes. So you want to line up with this wall right here that leads up to the hall, right? You want to go right smack in the middle of this, slightly on the left side. Make sure that there's no space for error. Okay. Now you're gonna look at the pyramid of your snakebite box, and you're gonna place it right here. You wanna jump and snakebite. So this should land directly in the middle of two pyramids. Ta-da! You've got the whole middle area covered. So let's just say there's someone camping on top of here. There's someone diffusing the spike here. They're gonna get snake bitten. But if you want to do the right side of pyramid from this lineup, you're able to as well. Now all you have to do is just look at this position right here. This corner of the metal connector there. Jump and snakebite. Should land right in front of the pyramid. And there you have it. There you go. Alright, so there are 3 lineups over here. Behind this wall, at this pillar, and on top right here. One extra lineup which I have found is when you're in the middle right here, okay? So not to be fooled with this corner and that corner, because when you're in this corner, you're exposed to the double doors right here. You're exposed. If you're right here, you're slightly more covered, right? Okay. For this part here, I had a lot of internal debate because all my results came up different. I'm not sure whether I want to use my indicator as the white dot above my snakebite or the pyramid. This V right here that you see and the pyramid pointing, just point it slightly up. Alright? Jump the snakebite. This should land in front of the pyramid. There you go. And it even gives you more space on the right side, okay? Alright, let's try one more time just so that my results don't differ. Pyramid of the view. Slightly up and yeah, snakebite. Okay, this should land on pyramid, I'm sure. This will land in front of the pyramid. There you go. Yes, so don't press snakebite immediately after you jump. Press it at the apex of your jump. Are there any lineups? Oh yes, okay, one more lineup for this side. Last lineup for this side. Okay, but this is more of a, you can play it as a defender or you can even play it as an attacker. Let's just say in the same scenario where you push B, right, and then you're forced to rotate and you come to CT spawn, right? You come to CT, you go up to this piles of boxes here, okay, not on top. You hide here, go right in the corner of it, okay? So they're gonna be planting here, right? So what you're gonna wanna look at is this here, right here, using your crosshair, okay? So use your crosshair to place it right below here. So at the tip of this rusted portion right here, just come down to here where the line meets. So what's this gonna do is that it's gonna bounce off the top of the ship and hit down. So it's just like that lineup in Icebox on A side, right? So you just shoot it, don't need to jump, it will bounce up and it will land right there. Ta-da! So in this scenario, you only use it when you're flanking and no one knows you're here, or you're forced to rotate, or even as a defender and no one knows you're here and you hear them planting the spike and you know that it's slightly left. So I think this is a good place to like plant if it's gonna be the default place to plant your spike. Alright guys, so those are all the lineups that I have found on Breeze for Viper. Now I know these are very inconsistent and not really reliable and not to be taken too hard. Okay, don't play this religiously as in these lineups, alright? Like I said earlier on, lineups are situational and mostly selfish, but doesn't mean that it's not cool if it doesn't land. Anyway, once again, thank you to Riot for this early access to Breeze. Hopefully you guys will be having fun on this map when it plays on unranked. I feel like it's a fun place to play. Competitively, it might be very, very stressful because I think it's an attacker-sided map and you definitely need controllers if you want to enter the site. But thank you so much for watching. Do remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below if you think that Viper is going to be played well on this map or not, and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys next time. I just cracked my knuckle because I played like almost 24 hours worth of lineups. Hopefully when the map comes up, I will find out new one ways and I'll upload it in the video. Alright guys, so thank you so much for tuning in and bye bye.